Weebix, Coconut War, Spring War, a Belvedere bar. The current time is 4:46, so it ends at 4:56. So I have to get a move on. But yeah, day 24, we're slowly approaching the finishing line. So big up everyone who's made it to this point. Big up everyone who's stuck with me to this point. And yeah, it's another day. Day 24, my people. Let's do this.
Yes, my people, welcome back. It's day 24 of Ramadan. And in today's video, we have a subscriber suggestion. I'm going to put the screenshot somewhere on the screen bar. This subscriber asked me to react to this video here. It's about a guy called Abu Hakeem Bilal Davis. And apparently he was born into a Jamaican family since the age of 12. He was involved with the largest, most notorious gang in Birmingham at the time, known as the Inch Eye Crew. And yeah, this video is his conversion to Islam. As the title clearly says, my coming to Islam. You ask, I deliver. So we're going to react to this together. So yeah, without further ado.
As far as myself is concerned, then my name is Bilal Davis. I am a Muslim convert or revert, as we like to refer to that. For we believe as Muslims that the Muslim is one that submits his will to the will of the Creator. And that every individual is born having or born in submission to his Creator. That is, that until he is taught to do certain things, then he naturally carries out that which he, as a baby and as a child, that which he was created to carry out. And so he submits to the will of the Creator as a child, and he is removed from that by being taught other than that which pleases our Lord the Most High. And thus the one who embraces Islam and returns back to that submission, and the one who turns his attention back to submitting his will to his Creator, we believe that he has not converted. In actuality, he's reverted back to that which he was originally born upon, and that is submission to the will of God.
That's an interesting take, because I never really understood the difference between convert and revert, but he's just articulated that quite beautifully for me to understand and
so
intel get my answer.
In actuality, he's reverted back to that which he was originally born upon, and that is submission to the will of God. And so I was an individual who was born into a Christian family and grew as a Christian child, being of Afro-Caribbean background, and coming from a particularly hard and dangerous area in Birmingham, as most children and most youth who reach their teenagers, yani the teenage years, I was involved in that which many of the youth get involved with, guns and gangs and drugs and what have you. Being involved in that for a period and leaving that which I was raised upon and nurtured upon as a Christian, no doubt displeasing my parents, displeasing my family. I was, as far as I was concerned, a victim of circumstance. That it just so happened that I lived in a particular area and I lived in a particular region. That region forced me, I believed, to fall into and to have the type of company that I had, and likewise to embark upon some of the activities that we embarked upon, and we won't go into detail concerning that.
Which makes sense, because if you're from London and you've grown up in a particular environment, then you can attest to what you're saying as well. Sometimes it's hard to go against the grain. Sometimes it's hard to be yourself. Like they say, being yourself is one of the hardest things to do because it's lonely. And if what you're searching for growing up is some sort of community, because let's say maybe you didn't have a father figure in your life and you're searching for some sort of, you know, like I said, community or male presence, then you're going to go to the next best thing, which is your friends. And if your friends are on the roads or something like that, then you're just going to get caught in a life that wasn't really made for you, but you just grew to embrace it or grew to be in it, you know?
For a period, I remained upon that during my teenage years, and then Allah, the Most High, from His wisdom, placed upon me a situation, and that is that I was incarcerated for a period because of some gang-related activities, and that, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, were the beginnings of my guidance, or of my path towards guidance and towards rectifying myself and my state. Because while I was incarcerated, I had the ability to read and to study and to reflect upon myself and upon life. And likewise, being an individual that was not unintelligent, I was able similarly to reflect upon various issues and various religions and various things that I was looking into and studying at that time. Upon that, during that period of reflection, I came across some books that were written by an individual, or a group rather, known as the Nation of Islam. And those of you who may be acquainted with the Nation of Islam may or may not know that the Nation of Islam are in actuality not an Islamic organization, even though they use the name the Nation of Islam. But they are an organization who, in actuality, are a pro-black, Pan-African organization that utilize the Quran because of the fact that, particularly in America, the bulk of those who were from the African-American communities have respect for Islam and respect for the Quran. And so they utilize Islam and some of the verses from the Quran to say that no doubt the black man is not only a human being, but the black man is in actuality God, incarnate. And that each and every black person is in actuality a part of God. And that the white man is the devil. And that, yeah, I mean, you may laugh, but we took it very seriously. That the white man is the devil. And they used some verses in the Quran to substantiate that. And they mentioned from those verses, there is a verse when Allah the Most High, He mentions that in reference to the Day of Judgment, the day that we will bring forth the mujrimun, bring forth the criminals, zurqa, blue-eyed. And so they utilize that to say, it's clear that the criminals and the mujrimun, they were the white man, they are the white man. And they will be punished on the Day of Judgment on the basis of their criminality. And this verse substantiates that, for they will be blue-eyed. And this was something that we were reading and looking into, and it was something that caught our attention. No doubt the effect did not last, for indeed we came across other verses, and myself, speaking about myself personally, wherein Allah the Most High mentions يَوْمَ تَسْوَدْ وُجُوهٌ وَبْيَضَّتْ وُجُوهٌ, on the day that some faces will be whitened and some faces will be blackened. And as far as those whose faces are blackened, then it will be said to them, have you disbelieved after belief has come to you? Taste then the punishment of your disbelief. And so that sort of put a bit of a spanner in the works of that which we initially started looking into. And it no doubt diametrically opposed the concept of every white man being in hellfire and every black man not only being in paradise but being a part of God. And so we continue to study, myself, I continue to study and look around the issue of that which was present within the Quran. Because I found that the message that was present within the Quran was the most attractive. I was well acquainted with the Bible growing as a Christian, going to Bible studies and Sunday school and so on. I was well acquainted with the Bible, but the message of the Quran was particularly attractive to me. So I continued to study and to read, and I realized a number of things, and I discovered a number of things that I didn't believe and understood and knew about the Quran and the religion of Al-Islam. From that is that I discovered that the Muslims believe in one God, and that God is not a man, and that God has the most beautiful names and attributes, and that was the God of all of the prophets and the messengers, that it was the God of Abraham, who I discovered Muslims believe in, the God of Jesus, who I discovered Muslims believe in, the God of Ismail, the God of Ishaq, Isaac, who I discovered Muslims believe in, the God of Job, the God of Yunus, Joseph, the God of Lot, the God of all of those prophets and messengers that I was acquainted with growing up as a child, reading the Bible and studying the Bible and going to Bible school. Similarly, I discovered that the Prophet Muhammad in actuality was not worshipped by the Muslims, and that he, as far as Muslims believe, and as far as the Quran teaches, that he is the seal of the prophets and the messengers, and that his message is one and the same as all of those prophets and messengers that came before. I'budullah, ma lakum min ilahin ghayr. Worship Allah, you have no God but He.
Yes, my people, current time is 7:41, meaning that is day 24 wraps. That's day 24 complete. I've got my dates and my water. So yeah, man, I've got some food on the stove. Legit, let me show you. Some food on the stove, some corned beef and rice, some rice. I've got some plants in there. You get me? Gonna eat good. But yeah, I will catch you tomorrow for day 25.